We have tremendous potential in the developed world, in the fields of engineering and design. We can use that potential to be part of solutions to problems found in the developing world. This potential can be better used if we shift away from some of the priorities required in first world design, if we focus on the priority of the person in need, and if we include in-country partnerships as part of the design process. What would your life be like with no roads? Imagine living in a place so remote that you could walk muddy footpaths for hours and not see another person. Just dense, misty jungle, teeming with wildlife, twisting, tumbling rivers and impassable mountains. Spend just a few minutes alone here and you can feel the isolation, the remote and wild space. This is what much of the Amazonian highlands are like, and this is where the Waodani, a native people group, call home. Our safety net for dealing with the unexpected in life does not exist out here. There is no hospital, no first responder, no Walmart. The seriousness of an illness or injury is magnified by the remote and formidable jungle. This is a world where isolation makes simple problems seem insurmountable. A formidable jungle is what this plucky piece of autonomous styrofoam is designed to fly and deliver packages over. And here is a video of it in action. So this is a view from an action cam mounted under one of these wings as this catapults into the air over the Amazonian jungle, on its way to deliver a test package at a Waodani village about 25 miles away. There it goes. At iTech, where I work, it's taken over 4 years of testing and development to get to where we are on these unmanned aerial vehicles. My recent past has had a lot of gluing styrofoam together and staring into the blue Florida sky as these UAVs fly in circles over us. We've had a lot of highs and lows with these birds. To watch one cartwheel out of the sky and emphatically interact with the ground is disappointing. But to watch with a village of excited Waodani as one returns from a long flight over the Ecuadorian jungle, that is such a rush. We have a lot of work to do as we try to understand how best to use this tool, but it's exciting work, and I'm glad to have been a part of it. What we're trying to do here is different than anything I've ever worked on. And the priorities for this project are unique in my experience. Making money and locking down intellectual property were not priorities for this design. And because of this, we were able to develop a UAV that relied on open source hardware and software. It uses commercially available, inexpensive parts, and it can be assembled in-country by the people who will operate the system. Priority and motivation play a large role in the outcome of a design. This design benefits from shifting motivation away from the self-interest of the designer. The rebalancing is simply this: the designed tool is not about us, and we don't need to benefit from it. This profoundly changes the design in ways that benefit the end user. If I don't care about money or intellectual property, I have more freedom to create something that can work without me in the loop and can be copied without me as part of the production process. I want whoever has this tool to be able to use it, maintain it, and potentially replicate it without having to continue to rely on us. I spent a decade as a manufacturing engineer developing processes to support consumer products. In this first world environment, a lot of complexity and novelty are incorporated into a design to make it competitive in the marketplace. But I don't need that novelty and can intentionally sacrifice first world desirability for third world functionality. The dental chair developed at iTech is a good example of that. This is a humble and unassuming package. But chairs like this have been part of mobile dental stations set up in places with no dental service. These clinics are run by trained nationals who have provided care for many people in places that have no other dental care. In the States, this product would not compete with standard equipment found in a dentist's office, but having a chair that's lightweight, rugged, easy to manufacture, and low cost provides a tool that has great value. For this design, aesthetics gave way to practicality, and complexity was minimized to lower manufacturing cost. It's a design that wouldn't have survived in the post-industrial world, but it doesn't have to. Backing away from a first-world philosophy of design has allowed us to create a simple tool for dental care in places where it otherwise wouldn't exist. Last year, I had the opportunity to go to Malawi and work with a team in a third-world environment. Third world is a term that does little to convey the sights, sounds, smells, and living conditions of the city of 1.5 million people where I visited. A city where the majority of the residents lived in informal settlements of mud brick structures, dirt roads, open drainage ditches, and hand pump water wells. We worked with a team of Malawians who wanted to reach out and engage with their community in practical and helpful ways. In less than a week, these endearing and motivated people were using simple tools and training designed to help with healthcare, eyesight, small engine repair, and digital storytelling. They were so excited to have tools to help with needs in their community. In the developing world, a tool does not need all the cutting-edge first-world design elements. In a place like urban Malawi, a solution stands on its ability to meet a real need. I am out of my element in a place where light leaves after the sun goes down, where smoky cooking fires and dim kerosene lamps provide nighttime illumination, where having the light to sew or cook or read means spending a significant portion of the family income on kerosene. But a lot of people on the planet live life like this. Here's a need, and a design to meet that need is a compelling idea, but we are working on a solution to provide off-grid lighting for people who need it. But in a bit of irony, we're in the dark when it comes to many of the questions that need to be asked about a design like this. What's the right balance of cost and performance? If it breaks, who can fix it out there? Can it be used to bolster a cottage industry? Will it harm an already existing cottage industry? Success, in part, on a project depends on solid input into the design process, but the list of questions that we are ill-suited to answer goes on and on. We believe that including the voices of our in-country partner in the design and handing ownership over to them for implementation is the key to real success. They better understand their world and can see the needs, constraints, and pitfalls that await the use of a tool like this. They are better suited to handle implementation than we are. We have tremendous potential in the developed world, in the fields of engineering and design, to help in the developing world. But the problems are not first world problems and shouldn't be approached in the same way. Cultural and technical understanding shape a different set of design constraints. Shifting the motivation away from the designers and focusing on the person in need will allow for increased benefit, it will allow for ownership transfer, and it will decrease the impact of dependency. For those of you in a STEM field, a time of amazing potential awaits you. You have tools at your disposal that can be used for great things. And I encourage you to think through the idea that a piece of your life's work could be spent helping desperate people in the world around you. But no matter your place in life, you have the ability to channel your actions to good things. All of us can look outside of ourselves and our interests to focus on the hurting world around us. And after learning of a need, use the resources that we have to help meet that need. Thank you for your time.